up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days, where we don't have too many topics to discuss, but big topics around injuries. We have huge injury updates on Gavi, Fermin Lopez, Frenkie de Jong, Lamine Yamal, Hector Fort, very key players for Barcelona as we do head into a very important month of club football. Also have some other, bureaucratic updates around the club as well that I will be giving you. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off by discussing the key injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. The first update that we do have is on Fermin Lopez, and there is now official news on his injury. The club did confirm that he does have a left hamstring injury, and they actually gave a timeline that he will be out for approximately 3 weeks. Now, this is a positive thing because Barcelona rarely ever drop timelines. Just say he's out, and then his evaluation will mark his availability. That's like the typical line there, and we have to really rely on media and leaks about the timeline. But they actually said 3 weeks, which again I think is a more positive than it is negative. With Fermin, it does suck, but thank God out of those 3 weeks, at least 2 of them are going to be during the international break. So he probably will miss, of course, the first game back against Girona. Then, of course, we have Monaco and then Villarreal. Maybe I think we can expect him to be in the squad list for the Villarreal game. Monaco might come a bit too early for him. Again, he wanted him to take his time. Of course, he'll be a very important player in this next stretch come September to October. We have so many games up until the next international break. But again, with Fermin Lopez, only 3 weeks, which again is good, those weeks during the international break. But again, it does suck that he has an injury following, of course, an intense season last year, where he of course went to the Euros, the Olympics, and played a good role for Barcelona for the entire season, mainly of course in that final stretch. So wait and see how things do turn out with Fermin Lopez. But again, he will be out for around 3 weeks, and we are expecting him back for the match against Villarreal, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend after that, of course following the international break. The next injury update that we do have is on Frenkie de Jong, and again, a lot more positive news coming out about the evaluation and the progression of Frenkie de Jong, especially after Joan Laporta's words in that press conference on Monday, or was it Tuesday? Anyways, we have a few reports coming out about Frenkie. Firstly, from Luis Rojo from Marca, he's come out saying that Frenkie de Jong has improved a lot. He is expected to return to training as reported a few days back after the break, and if he recovers well, it won't take long for him to play again. But if things don't go well, surgery would be needed, keeping him out, of course, for a longer period. Now, Alex Pintel from Relevo came out saying that Frenkie de Jong has now ruled out the option of having surgery. His return is close, and he is expected to start training with the group at some point next week. Flick has full confidence in him and wants to get the best out of the player. So what's quite clear is that next week we will see some images, we'll see some videos, and we will get confirmation of Frenkie de Jong taking part in training. Now, how he feels after training will be the big decider. Is there discomfort? Is there not? Can he stick it out? Is there a bit of pain, a lot of pain? Is there enough pain to survive the season? What's going to be the game plan? Then that's going to be the question. Again, if Frenkie de Jong does surgery, he will be out for 4 months, which is around about half the season. So he won't be out for the whole time if he does do it. But again, that's going to be the huge deciding factor whether or not Frenkie de Jong does surgery or not. Again, the reports are saying that Frenkie de Jong does not want to do it. The club are confident that will not be needed, but it's still on the table based on how he feels once he returns on the pitch, full intense training, especially the training that Flick is doing with the intense and all this stretching and all this high level physical aspects. Will Frenkie de Jong be able to survive all of that without a discomfort? That is the big question. But all we can do now is wait for next week. Next week we will see Frenkie de Jong back in training. The question is, will the discomfort be enough to have surgery, or will there be no discomfort at all and that he will return to Barcelona? That is the deciding factor. The next injury update that we do have is on Gavi, with Alex Pintel from Relevo coming out saying the idea is for him to return around November. For these kind of injuries, it is ideal to avoid relapse for him to be out for a full year. He's basically saying that, look, once that year mark hits, when he's done his ACL, that's when we can expect Gavi to return, because again, you want to have that year out to get fully recuperated, fully recover, and not, rush back. Again, I've been very consistent on this. I would be shocked if Gavi returns to full, starting lineup fitness this year. I think the idea and the plan should be to slowly integrate him once we hit the month of December. I think we'll probably see him off the bench a few times. I think the first time he'll come back will probably be a home game with some moment like 5 minutes to go. The crowd goes, "Way, Gavi's back." He gets some confidence and motivation from that as well. Maybe he'll come on with like 10 minutes to go, 15 minutes, half an hour. Then we hit the Christmas break. Then, of course, January, the month of hell. That's when we have the fully fit Gavi ready to go. He'll be, of course, training and practicing during the Christmas break. Of course, in January, you have Champions League, you have Super Cup, you have Copa del Rey, you have La Liga. You have the whole 4 tournaments that we're fighting for. We're going to play key games during that month. So having Gavi then fully fit, ready to go is the objective, and that's how I feel the club is approaching this as well. He probably will come back before January. I do expect that, but he will be slowly but surely integrated. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the medical green light and then does not play for Barcelona for about a week or two. Like, oh, the club will announce he's fully fit, ready to go. Maybe he'll be in squad list but not play. But I expect him a lot to be training, for at least 2 weeks without full intensity matches to just get back to match rhythm and match sharpness as well. Because he kind of has to do like a preseason almost of his own. So we'll wait and see with Gavi, but again, right now, so far so good. He is on track to at least play for Barcelona by the end of this year, and we'll wait and see at one point he does return to the pitch in the Blaugrana colors. The next injury update that we do have is on Hector Fort. Now, this becomes a surprise because there hasn't been too much coverage on this kind of injury, but there is a bit of a concern with Hector Fort. Now, Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Hector Fort has missed the training session that was due to be with the under-19 side until September the 8th due to a virus that has caused a skin rash. That is why the right back had stayed in Barcelona. It remains to be seen if he will return for the second game for the under-19, of course the Spanish side, for their games during the international break, but he does have apparently some sort of skin rash that's very contagious, so hopefully nothing too serious. Hopefully he'll be back for Barcelona, of course, by the time we have the Girona match. And again, Koundé can't play week in, week out, so we'll need Hector Fort during those key, this next, month where we have a lot of games ahead of the October. But again, hasn't been involved too much for Barcelona in the beginning, and then now during the international break where you kind of want him to go out there, maybe get some minutes, just get used to, playing with the ball and being part of the team and, going out on the pitch. A bit of a virus skin rash for him, which hopefully will not be too much of a concern. And the final injury update that we do have is on one of, if not the key player for Barcelona in Lamine Yamal. Now, it broke before their match yesterday against Serbia in the Nations League by El Chiringuito that Lamine Yamal was going to have a medical checkup as per the agreement between Barcelona national team, because Lamine Yamal finished the match against Valladolid before the international break with some minor discomfort, but he was not fully injured. Of course, since then he had the test, and Lamine Yamal is experiencing some discomfort and doubtful for the game, but however, De La Fuente confirmed that it's nothing serious. Of course, he did play the full game yesterday against Serbia. If he plays the second game, I am flying to Spain and slapping that ball fraud right in the face. Again, he's playing too many minutes. I do hope now. Here's the problem. We play Girona away, Monaco away, Villarreal away, coming back from the international break. I'm looking at that Monaco game thinking, Lamine Yamal, you might have to be rested for that. I wouldn't even let him travel, because I don't want to have the option of him on the bench, because he just needs that rest. Again, he's so young, so yes, he can play week in, week out, but you don't want to burn him out. Again, we've had so many youngsters coming through Barcelona have gone through this same kind of scenario, and we just never keep preventing it. So with Lamine Yamal, this is honestly a bit of a concern, the fact that he did have discomfort, but again, he's still being, not forced to play, but he's still playing. So keep your eyes on this. Again, despite the fact he played yesterday, played well against Serbia in the Nations League, I don't really care. The most important thing that he had discomfort and he was still playing. That is the issue, and hopefully when he returns to Barcelona, we do manage the workload, especially in that, first week or so back, very well with Lamine Yamal to, of course, prevent any sort of long-term, short-term, or medium-term injury. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. First, we do have another report about Barcelona signing yet another African talent. Of course, we signed David Oduro on deadline day, Abdulaziz as well, and I've been saying in those videos that I do expect Ibrahim Diarra to also be offered a Barcelona contract, and now that is confirmed. Sport came out saying the deal to bring in Ibrahim Diarra is completely finalized. The club had already informed him that they had decided to bring him in on board when he had returned to Mali at the end of February due to his visa expiring. He will join on December the 12th when he turns 18 and will start training with Barca Athletic. His progression will determine the opportunities that he might get in the first team. Of course, he was one of the main players that Barcelona were following after his fantastic, under-17 World Cup campaign. I think almost a year ago today. I think that happened during November or something like that, like November 2023. The club have been following him ever since. Of course, he came to Barcelona, had some trials, watched some games at the Montjuic as well last season. He's been a very, very high talent in Africa. And again, this is a fantastic pickup from Barcelona. Him and David Ordodo were the main ones that Barcelona were following. Of course, Abdul Aziz is a great pickup as well from Dreams FC in Ghana, I believe. But this was one of the main ones that Barcelona were, following and really attracted to. And they are set to sign him, and he will join in the middle of December. Some updates around the future of the first team at Barcelona in regards to the captain Marc-Andre ter Stegen. I've been consistently saying that this upcoming summer and the following summer, we should really be keeping an eye on the goalkeeper market, maybe looking to replace him or bring in some strong competition. Ter Stegen was doing a press conference with Germany. He finally, after 10 years of waiting, is the German #1 goalkeeper, following, of course, the retirement of Manuel Neuer. And he was asked about his future at Barcelona. Of course, he started a contract with Barcelona until 2028, I think, at the tailor end of last season. He said, look, I'm very, very happy at Barcelona. My future, we will see, but fundamentally, I'm very, very satisfied at the moment with my contract situation and with the club where I have been active for more than a decade now. I think Ter Stegen's season this year is going to be a real tale. Of course, the 2022-2023 season, he was fantastic. Zamora, I think he won La Liga Best Player of the Season as well. He was unreal in Spain. Europe was a different scenario. Of course, last year, he was completely 50-50. Had some remarkable games, had some absolute utter stinkers. Again, your focus mainly on Europe. Third time's the charm here for Ter Stegen. If he does not perform this season at a considerable level, we conceded 3 goals this season already. Against Valencia, the goal was difficult. Penalty, 50-50, but my God, he's been stinky on penalties recently. I remember him saving us in penalty shootouts and making great saves. Maybe out of 5 penalties, he would save 1. He's now gone 13 penalties without saving, and it's been poor. And then, of course, the one against Rayo at his near post, he should be saving that. I don't care if his vision is blinded. I don't give a damn. Top world-class goalkeeper, not saving at your near post is embarrassing. So again, with Ter Stegen, it comes down to this. Of course, goalkeeper market will have some good opportunities heading into the following summer, so he really needs to perform in order to keep his stature well. Being the captain, of course, any trophies we win this season, he'll be the one hoisting it as well. So it can go really well for Ter Stegen, or it can go really, really south. In other news, after about 5 date changes and about 13 delays, the second kit for the season has finally been officially revealed, announced, and confirmed. Of course, it's all been the leaks that we've seen. We've known how this kit would look for about 8 months now, so no surprise there. I put my order in. It should be coming in very, very soon. Again, the kit looks absolutely fantastic. Now, in regards to the third kit, which is, of course, that yellow, neon green kind of one, that should be announced by the end of this month. At some point, it's already being sold in some sort of other retailers. I believe the Dubai Nike website had it up for a little bit, and of course they took it down because it's not been officially announced yet. So again, we already know what that kit looks like as well, and that should be coming out near the tailor end of this month. But finally, it takes about 5,000 years. Even the home kit launch was delayed quite a bit. I don't know who, what, when, where, why, how. I don't know if this Nike renewal has anything to do with it, but hopefully after this year we can have stuff being released on time. But let's not beat around the bush here. Nike have done phenomenally well with the kits. I think apart from the 2021, 2022, was it? No, 2020, 2021, the season under Koeman, the first year, those kits, the black kit and that home kit, were pure flames. This is on par. I think this would be definitely better if you compare the 2 kits. So credit to Nike. They always have either mid, stinky, then they just go and have brilliant seasons. The kits this season have been 10 out of 10 without a shadow of a doubt. Both the home and away kit, third kit, big questionable, and of course we'll wait and see when that comes out at the end of this month. But finally, the second kit is now finally been revealed. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to the France football Ballon d'Or ceremony, where of course that will be taking place at the end of this year. They released the nominees for key awards, and we do have a few Barcelona players being involved. In regards to the goalkeepers, of course, we got nothing. So again, Ter Stegen, you're on fraud watch. Now, in regards to the Copa Trophy, which of course goes to the best youngster in the world, where Barcelona have won 3 out of the last 4 years, and Balde was robbed last year because of Bellingham's PR move to Madrid. Absolutely scandalous. But again, we do have nominees for Barcelona. We're looking to get 4 out of 5 over the past 5 years, and Lamine Yamal is of course the clear and utter favorite. He's gonna win it, and of course he was nominated, but he's not the only Barcelona player nominated for this award. The other one is Pau Cubarsí, and I'll tell you what, Next year, Pau Cubarsí could win it. If he starts for Barcelona week in, week out, I think his main competition will probably be, Endrick and Arda Güler, again, with the Madrid PR. But if he starts week in, week out and performs well, when we do well, we win some trophies or whatever, he could have a hell of a run for the Copa Trophy next year. But again, Lamine Yamal will win it. But shout out to Pau Cubarsí for even being nominated for this award. That's, of course, no mean feat. We have, of course, the women's team that, dominated all the nominees for the, the team of the year, the coach of the year, the Ballon d'Or for the women's as well, if you are expecting Aitana to win back-to-back. But in regards to the men's Ballon d'Or, surprisingly, after one of the worst seasons I've ever experienced in my life for Barcelona, we do have 2 players nominated for the Ballon d'Or. And I tell you what, these are very, 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 very surprising. The 2 players are Dani Olmo and Lamine Yamal. Okay, firstly on Dani Olmo, again with RB Leipzig, he's not really a Barca player per se, but shout out to him. I think that has to do a lot, of course, with his Euro campaign with Spain. Congrats to him. How the hell, Lamine Yamal was 16 years old for the whole entire time for this Ballon d'Or nomination, except for the final against Spain, where he turned, of course, 17. My man at 16, of course, Lamine Yamal becomes the youngest player in history to be nominated for the Ballon d'Or. If we actually, if we won the league or the Champions League last season, Lamine Yamal would have a strong push. It just shows the talent and the quality of this player. I mean, when I was 17, I was watching Barcelona win the treble. Him at 17 is being nominated for Ballon d'Ors. It's just nuts. It is beyond the realm of thought of, 17-year-old being nominated for this award. Of course, I think the youngest was 18 in Kylian Mbappe with Monaco, but Lamine Yamal, of course, smashes that record. I think he might get top 10. I think top 10, top 15, of course, this is the 30 nominees. If he gets top 15, I think that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And we'll wait and see where he does finish, but again, speechless. Shout out to Dani Olmo. I mean, he didn't do it for Barcelona, but, shout out to him as well. R9 won the Ballon d'Or with Inter, but he did it all mainly for Barcelona, so you gotta have to balance it out. Always, of course, Messi won the Ballon d'Or for Barcelona, but he was presented and he won it as a PSG player, so I guess we'll take it with Dani Olmo. But again, not much coverage for Barcelona in this Ballon d'Or ceremony, of course, following our stinker last year, but again, some awards to look forward to. So that's my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below and leave me your thoughts down in the comments below and everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to know, of course, is on the injuries and mainly on Frenkie de Jong. Do you believe he will be back after the September international break or not? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.